The next item is an experience sharing from a person that is now very dear and close to me, and that is Mr. Harish Naidu, President of Sri Sathya Sai International Organization, USA. He is my fellow co-facilitator for the workshops, and recently I've had some great interactions with him and heard about his stories, and it's my great privilege to introduce him today. Mr. Harish Naidu came into the fold of Swami in 1968 at the age of 4. He was greatly influenced by his parents, who were transformed by Swami's love. And they were very dedicated in their lives and in serving him. Harish moved to the USA in 1986 and holds a master's degree in electrical and computer engineering. He has held senior executive positions in technology companies. Harish has served in the SSSIO USA in various roles, including regional president and deputy national council president. He is currently serving as the national council president of the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization of the United States of America. With that, I would like to hand you over to Mr. Harish Naidu. Thank you, Sarah.
I offer my humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Lord Sai. Sai Ram, everyone. Is everybody still here? Okay, one more Sai Ram, please. Sai Ram. Wonderful. I'm filled with gratitude. What a wonderful day it has been. I'm filled with gratitude to be on this holy land, which our beloved Lord Sai has set foot on. I'm filled with gratitude to be in the company of this glorious gathering of like-minded souls who seek oneness with the divine. I'm also very grateful to my parents, I have to say that, without whom I would not have come in contact with Sai. You know, I've had an opportunity to see their own transformation for many, many years since we came in contact with Bhagavan in 1968. And that's a story for another time. It's said that the infinite supreme can be captured only by the love of his devotees. The amount of love and effort and energy that has gone into putting this conference together has certainly captured Swami, because his presence today is very palpable, very palpable. And it is the work of all of the devotees who have put this together that has made his presence very, very present today. And just the awareness of his presence is enough to spark a positive transformation in each one of us. Whether we know it or not, it's going to have an impact on our lives. Just like, as Swami has said in the Gita Vahini, the sun, all it has to be is to be present, and the life begins to sprout. So Swami's grace is like that. I'd like to share 3 short stories in the time we have. One is on Swami's quote that Leonardo Guterres shared this morning, which is, "You take 1 step towards me, and I will take 100 towards you." So this is a story that was narrated to me by my father, who had this experience. So my father, my mother, and a guest were driving from Bangalore to Puttaparthi, and the roads in India and the traffic is pretty challenging. And about maybe a quarter of the way towards Puttaparthi, he had an incident. A truck was coming in front of him, and in order to avoid it, he swerved hard, and the car literally toppled over. And it rolled over 3 times and landed on the other side of the road on the tires, but the top was gone, and the entire side was tilted. And he checked with my mother, she was fine. The guest was fine. My father had a slightly broken collarbone. Long story short, he called his family in Bangalore and they came and they picked him. They took them back and he recovered. Sent a telegram to Swami saying that I am delayed. Several weeks later, after he healed, they went to see Swami. And he was sitting in the veranda in Puttaparthi, waiting for Swami to come out. And right next to my father was one of his friends, Mr. Oberoi, who at that time had just resigned from being the general manager of Indian Airlines South India and had come to serve Swami. And he said to my father, Swami came out about 3 weeks ago and he looked at me and he said, your friend, he drives too fast. And my father was like, this is what happened to me 3 weeks ago. So he connected the dots. And when Swami called him, in the interview room, my father told Swami, you saved our lives. And Swami said, no, I did not. Your good actions saved your lives. And my father and I were discussing this message. What does this mean? My father said that I try to offer everything I do to Swami. And of course, Swami doesn't need our offering. He is full, he is complete. He doesn't need anything. But what does he do with this offering that we do to him? The offering of our actions to him, what does he do with it? He doesn't need it. He puts it in our account. And then when it is time to return the grace, when we are in trouble, when we are in difficulty, he looks, hey, is there any small deposit in this man's account? Because I want to multiply it by 1,000 times and send it back to him right now. So it is so important that we offer our actions to him. Because Swami himself has said, my nature is to give. That means it takes a lot of effort to hold back. I am looking to see whether that one little action, that one little step, have you taken? And if you have, I'm going to return it 1,000 times over, exactly when you need it the most. So that was a beautiful message that I have learned and try very much to offer every action that I do to Swami. The second story I'd like to say is about ego. Dr. Reddy said today that one of the 6 enemies is ego. And this ego, we call it edging God out. Swami says that the moment ego descends on you, I am out. I disappear in a flash. I'm not there. So back in 2002, in the early 2002, I don't know whether it was a dream or whether I had this feeling that Swami was calling all of us to visit Puttaparthi. So we went as a family, as we normally do, to visit Puttaparthi. We went there somewhere in August time frame, 2002. We had actually an exhibition at that time. The US organization had made an exhibition. We were there for Guru Purnima, the Guru Purnima time frame. And my father was the state president of the state of Tamil Nadu in India. And whenever I went there, I used to use that and say, can you give me a better seat in Kulwant Hall? And I always felt bad about it. And that day I was seated in row number 5 or row number 6 or something like that. Swami came out, he looked at me and row number 6, he said, hey, when did you come? Is your wife here? Family here? Yes, Swami. Please go inside. So we went in. And we had a beautiful session with Swami. The 4 of us were there, me, my wife, and my two boys were little at that time. And I said, I was trying to talk to Swami, and Swami, I was going to tell him, Swami, I feel bad that I keep asking for this favor. I said, Swami, whenever I come here, I sit in Kulwant Hall, and I was about to finish my sentence, Swami said, no, sit in the veranda. I said, Swami, no, they won't let me sit in the veranda. And he said, no, tell them I said. I said, okay. And then, it was going on, this conversation. We had a beautiful conversation. And Swami, when he is talking to you, he's like a family member. He's like your grandfather. How's your son? How are the children? How's your work? It's very lovely. It's just pure love. There's nothing more no big philosophical conversations. It's just pure love. You're a member of the family. But you feel so much that, what can I do for you, Swami? That's how you automatically feel, just being in his presence. At the end of it, I said, Swami, when should we come back? He said, come for Shivaratri the next year. So I was on cloud 9. Oh, I have an invitation to come back. I've been asked to sit in the veranda. I was, oh my God, I must be special. So I was thinking like that. I was feeling very good about it. So next year, Shivaratri, Shivaratri was in the middle of the school year. It's a little difficult to bring the little kids from the school. So but we did it. And we came for Shivaratri. So, of course, I have an invitation from Swami to sit in the veranda and attend the Shivaratri function. So I went straight to the veranda. And there was this gentleman. He was a very strict gentleman. His name was Mr. Chiranjeevi Rao. And he said, who are you? I said, sir, Swami asked me to sit in the veranda. He said, if everybody tells me that, the veranda will be full. Please get out. So, so I was like, I didn't know what to say. Of course, I had to leave. He was a person ahead of the group there, the Seva group, Seva Dal group. By then, everybody had taken note of me. Okay, this person is a black mark. He has been kicked out, so be careful. So I was not sure whether I would be allowed inside Kulwant. Forget about having a seat in the veranda. So I was really upset. What is this going on? How dare this man let me not make me sit here, because Swami had told me to sit here. There was those thoughts. Then another thought came to me. Oh, he doesn't know. He's doing his job. He's doing his duty. How does he know? So all of this is going on in my head. And on Shivaratri, a Sevadal from Tamil Nadu was there serving. He happened to recognize me because I didn't know if I could enter Kulwant Hall because everybody had a black mark on me. But finally, I was able to sit somewhere in the back, and I was able to have darshan of Swami from very, very far away. And I realized at that point that Swami was teaching me that love my uncertainty. I will give you, I will take it away from you. You have to be calm, peaceful. How do you behave? That is something Swami likes a lot. And if you read his discourses, he keeps on saying that. This notion of satatam yoginaha, that means whatever happens, you have to be the same. And so that was the thought that was going through my mind. Next year, 2003, came back for Shivaratri, and not a single person blocked me. I went straight, I sat in the veranda, had a wonderful darshan, and that was the last time Swami did the Hiranya Garbhalingam, Lingodbhavam. And I had a beautiful darshan. But nothing happened. As if the last year did not even have happened. It didn't happen. So that was about just that ego should not come in the way. Even in matters related to Swami, it should not come in the way. Oh, I have got Swami's grace. Oh, I have got, I'm so blessed to be in the presence of the avatar. I'm so blessed to be a contemporary of the avatar. All of this also can come in the way. He is out in a flash the moment you think that you have done something. Another story I would like to share is about keeping the faith. Sometimes our faith is tested. We have challenges in our lives, we all do, one way or the other. And again, Swami wants to observe how do we respond to these challenges. And it was again when the kids were very small. We had come back from a trip. My oldest son, he was about 6 years old. He developed a very high fever, about 105. It was 105, 103, 104. It was really high. And 3 days later, he developed a big rash. His eyes were swollen shut, lips were swollen, and rashes started developing all over his skins. skin, and we took him to the emergency. And there, they had 5 pediatricians looking at him. His white blood cell count was off the charts. And they said, look, he's exhibiting 3 out of the 5 symptoms of Kawasaki disease. And I do not know what Kawasaki disease was. All I knew was it was a motorbike. But, apparently it can affect your internal organs and so on. So that night, he stayed back in the hospital, and the second one was little. So I brought the second one home. My wife stayed with my first one. And that night, all of these random thoughts was going through my mind about, what could happen. Kawasaki disease would affect internal organs. But long story short, again, he recovered and came back home. And then about 6 months later, we went to see Swami, as was our routine every year. Again, Swami called us in. And then I said to Swami this time, Swami, you saved my son's life. And then Swami said, you were so scared. He was looking at me in a very disappointed way. You were so scared. You thought he will not come back from the hospital. What kind of thoughts are these? He was telling me that. The point he was making is, do you believe that I am with you? I am supreme energy, supreme infinite Lord. I am with you. How can you be scared of anything? There is nothing in this world that should come in the way of your courage, because I am with you. And I remember, it's not enough to sing, why fear when I am here? It's not enough to just sing it. We should not have any fear. If Swami is with us, he is holding our hands, we are holding his hand, there is absolutely nothing in this world that should cause any fear for us. So that was that other message of faith that I got from that interaction with Swami. I am with you. Do not be afraid. And then I would close with this last story, again from my parents. So my parents, were invited to be with Swami in Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal is a place where Swami used to go every summer, and he used to invite some students, some devotees, and have a wonderful time in Kodaikanal. Many close interactions. And Swami plays every role to perfection. Swami is perfect in everything. And in Kodaikanal, he was the host. So he played the perfect host. And he would take care of every little thing. What rooms was assigned to which individual. This person is a light sleeper. This person snores a lot. Keep them separate. He knows every little detail about everything. Is the toiletry ready? Is the hot water coming? Do they have blankets in the night? He's checking. Every night he's coming to the room and checking, is this available? That's there, that there. My father was saying also, Swami wakes up before everybody else. And he doesn't turn on the lights because he doesn't want to disturb his guests. He turns a little torchlight on and he goes around and does whatever he does because he wakes up before everybody else does. So that is the level of care that he shows to his guests. I was playing the perfect host. Anyway, 21 days of this, 3 weeks of this, and plus interactions and talks and so many things. At the end of it all, it had to come to an end, right? And Swami is leaving, and as he's passing by my father and mother, he asks them, are you satisfied? And my father was so overwhelmed. How can you even describe the satisfaction that was given and that they felt over the last 3 weeks? So my father said, Swami, I don't think we have done anything in this life to deserve this. It must have been something we have done in our last life. And Swami said, no, Bangaru, no. He said, not last life, last 1,000 lives, or last 100 lives, not 1,000, 100 lives, he said. So again, the point being that all of us are here, not by chance, because we have struggled, our souls have struggled for so many lifetimes to achieve this opportunity. And so we cannot waste it. we have to act with great urgency because we don't know when this opportunity ends, because there is an end to everything. This opportunity has been earned by us, by our own souls, through lifetimes of effort. So I pray that we all take this opportunity seriously and that this can be our last lifetime. Swami says that this is your last lifetime. You can achieve your divinity now, in this lifetime itself. So with that, I will conclude. Jai Sai Ram.